We're a large rural frontier state where there isn't a lot of opportunity for safe physical activity. You know, sidewalks and curbs and gutters and paved trails.
Sometimes in these areas, when you ask a kid or their parent to go for a walk, well, sometimes that's not safe because there's dogs around or the roads aren't paved where it's accessible to walk. So sometimes these easy messages of going out and doing some physical activity isn't as easy as we all think.
Where you eat, live, and play makes a huge contribution to how healthy you will be in the future.
In an area like Rio Rancho, you run the risk that if you don't get in front of this and do some strategic planning on a vision of what this area could in fact evolve to, it'll be a hodgepodge of different groups that'll come in and put up a building here, a restaurant there, and it will have no connectivity.
Let's make that transition. Let's create that. This is now.
We started meeting as a group of local, again, stakeholders 3 years ago. The Unser Gateway Coalition was formed, and we started having meetings once a month.
We have a cross-section of disciplines. We have architects, planners, land use experts.
We could put something in there for teenagers to do.
Urban Land Institute 3 years ago started what's called a super topic called Building Healthy Places Initiative. So Urban Land Institute is trying to leverage Rio Rancho's asset, which is safety, and combine it with walkable, bikeable environments.
Instead of just talking about ideas, you start to get renderings, you start to get a plan. It's a master plan. This whole concept of how to build a healthy place, a healthy environment, so that people can come and say, that's where I want to live, that's where I want to raise my children.
This is an amazing playground that our volunteers have come together today to build for Catholic Charities. Our children these days don't get physical activity like they used to in the past. So by building a playground in a safe environment, this encourages children to play and be active and stay healthy in a safe place.
We're talking about many families who are working poor. So you're talking about parents who work 1.5, 2 jobs each. So they don't have the time to take the children to the playground or take them out in the evening. I mean, their parents sometimes come home exhausted and let alone. And it's so important to a child's development, both physically and psychologically. Play is so important. So this is essential.
Children learn eating and physical activity behaviors at a very early age. We shape behaviors when kids are young. And if they're shaped to sit and watch movies or play on their video devices or not have much physical activity, then those are the behaviors that they adopt as they get older.
Okay, on one hand we have eating and food.
And on the other side of the score is physical activity.
But how do you even start getting physically active?
According to national guidelines for kids, you need 60 minutes daily.
Whoa, hold on. We just need to start. Get real.
60 minutes daily? Come on.
I don't have time to exercise. How about walking faster to class?
Start by trying to do 10 minutes a day. Think, take 10.
10 minutes, 2 times a day. Pretty soon you'll be doing more and more. Just 30 to 60 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week will help you get to your healthy weight.
Every morning we go out and run. We run every day. So our kids start their day by going out for it's about a mile run after all is said and done. The whole school. Once in a while we'll get parents involved. They'll come out and run or walk with their child. The things that we have noticed, the kids are alert. They're ready to learn. In fact, it's key to our state testing coming up.
They've tested this and shown you can get a statistically higher score on a test if you walk for 15 to 20 minutes before you take the test. I would bet it's partly because you're increasing the blood flow and the nutrients that are going to the brain when you exercise.
And they come back and they have breakfast in the classroom. So there's no loss of instructional time. We gain it all back with the kids alert and ready to learn.
Breakfast is actually very important to prevent obesity. People have tried to just sort of skip meals. But breakfast has been correlated with actually less weight gain.
If we give them breakfast and we give them a good composition of that breakfast and we teach them how to move, they can then have control over their bodies, and the hope downstream would be that they will have their hippocampus work better, get bigger, and stay that way.
Whether it's brain breaks in the classroom or physical activity, at least 15, 20 minutes a day, I think we owe it to our students to do it. I don't think it's an option.
Come on, let's move our bodies.
10 by 10 is really testing the notion that children, if they're educated and empowered, can be effective health ambassadors to their families and to their friends.
Okay, read this to me again, Jeremiah. I ate an apple. And what else were you going to write? I ate an apple and some protein, and you can also write what you drank.
We have a booklet that was distributed in early February to all the first grade classes around Sandoval County. And then eventually the kids take the booklet home and it becomes a shared tool for activities between parents and kids and family members.
I saw that this was going to put the parents and these kids together and teach them about things they can do after school when they go home. Ride your bike, you know. Did you jump on the trampoline this morning before you came to school? So when you jump on the trampoline, what were you doing? Exercise. That's right. Why do you think it's exercise?
Making your legs get stronger.
Get stronger. What other parts? It's important to start at this age because they start now making good habits, good choices. Did you help your sister? I always ask them, did you have breakfast this morning? I even have him looking at the labels on their cereal box now. Let's look for the sugars. You could put yes at lunch. I ate an apple and a protein. So we talk about moderation of eating. Let's have some chips, but let's not overdo it. But let's have some carrots and celery too, you know, to balance it out. They loved making the posters. We made this huge plate. It's called a plate full of healthy. They went and got magazines. They had to cut out proteins, grains, vegetables, and fruit. And they would get so excited when they would find something. Is this a good fruit, Miss Lauer? Is this a good grain? Giving them this information will show them, and then they would say, hey, Mom, let's buy apples and oranges and pears instead of Doritos and cookies. And if you keep planting that seed in them, it's going to grow.
If the family participates in the lifestyle change as an entire unit, the outcomes are better and those outcomes last longer.
What we ask of our participants in Zumba is that you guys move, and that's it. We just want to get you guys moving, get you guys dancing, and get you guys feeling the music. We really don't care if you don't do the exact choreography that we do.
We created Live Fit Family Challenge to help provide a support for families to come together and learn about ways they can be active together, ways that they can make changes to what they eat, and really provide some opportunities on a weekly basis for them to practice those so that by the end of the program, they can really take charge of their own health.
I have a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 15-year-old who's at Albuquerque High School. Our big challenges with exercise are number one, time, finding time.
With the exercise, I think the roadblocks are time and making it an important thing. The seed that we plant is that you guys have to be planning for this. So we're called the Live Fit Family Challenge because we challenge them each week to kind of do some of these small changes that we're talking about, and then hopefully some of those will stick. So what do you think about saying it's a reward?
Using sweet treats as a reward for finishing other food can make sweets more desirable than other foods. It may lead to ignoring body signals of fullness.
And one of our lessons is specifically focused on talking to the parents about role modeling. It's just hard as a parent to kind of know what to say.
Lighting a Cheeto on fire.
So even though we're kind of trying to praise them, which is good, right? It's not about that they're a good kid because they finished it all. Because if they really didn't need all that, that's going to be okay too, as long as it's kind of a balanced plate. We follow the 75210 kind of zip code to health. Eat breakfast, try to get 5 fruits and veggies a day, 2 hours or less of screen time each day, an hour of activity, and no sugary beverages, or as little as possible.
And we're gonna be using some whole wheat English muffins. Do you guys know why whole wheat is better than all-purpose flour to eat?
We really focus on family meals in this program. There's so many things that happen. There's so much research around family meals and the benefits as far as your grades and not doing drugs and all those kinds of things that we know all our parents want.
Just start simple. Start with one step, a real specific change that the family can make together that, over time will have an impact.
It is not a diet because those aren't sustainable. You go on a diet, you gain the weight back. It doesn't work. You have to be patient, one change at a time that you incorporate into your life and it becomes your lifestyle forever.
Okay, is it easy?
No. Does it happen all at once?
No. Can you get to your healthy weight overnight?
No.
But you can do it and maintain it for life. Set a goal.
A small one.
Stick to it.
And then set another goal.
A small one.
Stick to it.
And make it a part of your life.
Before you know it, it's happening. Lifelong healthy changes.
Now, let's do some dancing.
Being a father and a role model to my kids, I think that physical fitness is very important. We have diabetes in our family, so I feel like us, getting a head start with the kids as far as physical fitness and trying to bring that into their lives.
All right, the next one you can do with us.
Hopefully they continue that when they grow up.
As a family doctor, I don't think for any of my patients the medications that I prescribe are curing. I think they're Band-Aid kind of treatments for things long downstream, such as overweight, inactivity, that this here represents.
We're gonna see how many steps you guys get in a mile. All right?
Hopefully what we're creating is a model for health that is truly about health and not healthcare, not healthcare insurance, not medical prescriptions. Running Medicine started to create a family-oriented running, walking, fitness, wellness program.
Go!
There aren't many places where families come to exercise together. You think about families go to eat fast food together and families go to munch on popcorn at the movies together, but there aren't many opportunities that allow families to come and use this as time together in exchange for a time in front of the TV. And creating a real loving environment that tells people without any words when they show up that regardless of your fitness level, your age, your ability level, you're welcome here. Push yourself to that next limit for you. Say hi to someone on your travels.
It's important to do these things as a group because in the Native tradition, everything you do has to deal with your relations, not just your family, but your whole community. And so when you have a community like Running Medicine helping you to get healthy, it makes it much easier for you and for everyone else because it's not like you're doing it alone. You can be happy and have the support that you need to do it.
Think of the good things you've done and let that push you as you go through your week.
It goes back to the family orientation of gathering and not just getting out and having to burn calories or lose weight or look at the issues around and concerns around diabetes or obesity. Those eventually came, but I think when they really just wanted to focus on health, then they themselves began to realize what that meant. And so that included being able to be positive, increasing their self-esteem as well.
And so everyone, let's line up there together.
We have to see it in a really big picture. We can't look at this as though this is something that just happened overnight. These issues are a product of very, very deeply rooted, long-term historical processes, maybe even going back to colonial periods where patterns of inequality were established a century ago or more.
Things that we think of far upstream, the social determinants of health, poverty, and things that make you not think as much about your body, living in environments that are traumatic, living in places that aren't safe, that just make it very difficult to think about health promoting behaviors. We use running and walking as the distractor toward wellness. It's the thing that gets all of us, our family included, into the door, and then the door opens and lots of other good things happen.
People tend to blame the victim, and they tend to think, oh, if people just worked harder, if they were smarter, they'd figure out a way to get themselves out of this situation. And what they don't understand is all of the complex social and economic and historical and cultural things that have helped create the problems that we see today. So if we don't have an understanding that's very holistic, we won't be able to solve these problems.